World 6, the final world of the game. Welcome to the Void. And it's a very appropriate name, I'm sure you can see. The background completely black. You have the darkness filter that you usually get in the nighttime levels over a purple guy right now. Huge neon wonderland, and just plain outlines for every single asset in here. It's like, oh yeah, this is something special. And I'm sure that you can probably tell from the video length alone, it's also by far the largest world in the entire game. Strap yourself in. We're going to be going through a lot of content here. And also a lot of fairly difficult levels too. I mean, just the fact that I'm fighting 2 mini-bosses in a row here. And I do believe that second one has a plasma gun? Yep, it ain't getting any easier. I mean, hell, look in the upper right corner there. What used to be a simple speaker shooting out music to the masses, which still hurts you, but yeah, now just shoots bullets. Still completely invincible. You just gotta dodge around it. I mean, I'm sure you could probably come up with some sort of gag related to very bad music, but I got nothing right now. Make your own gag. I guess I could probably talk about Aerosmith again. Music is the weapon. They're playing Love in an Elevator, so. Anyway, the astute viewer may also have noticed that this is maybe a little bit recognizable level design if you've been following the entire series so far, because this is straight up a recreation of World 1-1. Well, remixed to be much more difficult. Yeah, that little secret block was even in the original, very first level of the game. Of course, I think it just held hearts or something like that. So that is also going to be something of a theme of this world. And only 6-1, though, is an explicit recreation of one of the previous levels' worlds. Every other level in World 6 is more of a thematic similarity to other worlds in the rest of the game. It's a huge Sega Megamix of a world, and it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. It reminds me a lot of Chapter 7, the final part of Celeste, where you did a very similar sort of thing. It's just neat to be able to get like sort of a celebration of everything that's happened in the game so far. And this one obviously being a lot more difficult. I think that this part of the level originally just had green slimes in there. Now we got flowers, evil speakers, me almost down with no health at all. Now even the part where you had the secret television, I think that one, that led to the secret lever, has just been changed to have a 1-up in that house instead. I don't know. That said, those flowers are really not being too friendly right now. Nope, definitely not. I guess it's really kind of a testament to how difficult this world is that in what's technically the very first level of the entire game, I'm down to only 1 hit point. Yeesh. Oh yes, and although this video is very long and there are a lot of levels in here, obviously covering all the worlds in the game, as well as one specific for World 6, the final level of the game is the one that's going to take the most time. I think roughly half of the video is just going to be me going through that level alone. And, I guess spoiling it right now, that's also the one level that I didn't get 100% in. You see, it was years ago that I did that once, and I think once you see the level, you'll understand why, even for the LP here, I'm not going to do it a second time. World 2, or Level 2, which is to say World 2. French fries with a little cat, :3 faces on them. I mean, that's more of a World 3 thing, but also all the collectibles are very mixed up and jumbled. Including a couple new ones, like the just straight-up giant cakes that you'll find around here. But anyway, being World 2, it's all about lakes and forests. I don't really know what all the buzzsaws are there for, but, I mean, there is actually something above that. I'll point it out a little bit later, but it's just a weird-looking thing. Anyway, this is probably the one place that I think that water actually appears in World 6. No, this is all mostly a bunch of pure platforming challenges in this crazy, mixed-up, minimalistic world, and with tons and tons of stuff to get. Ugh. Really cannot overstate. This is pretty difficult to go through. Like a little bit of a shortcut area here, but since I don't have a hammer or a plasma gun, can't really do much with that right now. There was that one little errant bullet. And they don't move until purple guy gets it on screen again. Oh, come on! Yeah, might as well take this guy out, because dealing with waiting for lightning and also one of the watermelon guys, and I still got hit anyway, so 2 health left. Oh man, and that's just not... This isn't even the final level of this area just yet. Level 2. But yeah, you can see that those blocks, the little, I don't know, tongue-out blocks that usually hold diamonds, that's the area that's above the... all the saw blades. I really don't know why. I think if you shoot like a plasma gun up there, you can actually break those blocks, but it doesn't do anything. I don't remember if there's something special. Maybe they like drop 1-ups or something. Whatever, it's not important right now. What is important is kind of doing the loop-de-loop they're making me do here. Going through these actually pretty tough obstacles, which I'm not doing a very good job at right now. Killing that demon would be a good way to get a hammer right now, but not with the amount of health I'm using. I'll just come back here later with a plasma gun, as I generally like to do, because I'm a big scumlord when it comes to doing that sort of stuff. Croissants, donuts. Oh, that just sounds so good right now. I can go for a nice croissant. But anyway, thank God that Rolling Cat put a couple hearts here, because otherwise I would have been dead. Here's the other side of that little shortcut area. Would have been convenient, but I still need to go over here anyway to get all of the collectibles regardless. Also, you can see a little bit of the cutoff with some of the graphics for the surface of the water, too. Yeah, the minimalist art style does put in stark relief some of the assets that you normally see in other places. I don't remember what's in those blocks, but it's obviously not in collectibles since I already got 100%. And no, the Zapper cannot break fire or ice blocks. I mean, that wouldn't make any sense anyway. But I guess we'll have to remain a mystery for right now. And then, of course, like I said, plasma gun. And a couple little snacky cakes for good measure. Yep, that's right, it's not just a shortcut, it also gives you a diamond for some reason. And the fact that it makes it seem like there's only one tree there when there's in fact 2 is weird? I mean, it's an interesting little bit of level design, but you were going to go through there because it was unusual enough anyway. It's not like you were going to be fooled by that. And we're in the big city! Well, the big city in the void, I guess. And hey, there's a new type of enemy, which is to say, let's call it an auto cannon, which just rapidly shoots a bunch of bullets at you. It's very irritating to deal with. Yep, even this far into the game, we still get new enemies. They're just getting tougher and tougher. But anyway, I'm booking it through most of the level specifically, like explicitly to get the plasma gun right now. I'm a scumlord, what can I say? Watch out for the autocannon, watch out for the luchador demon guy, I don't know. Now I can go all the way back to the beginning of the level and finally start collecting everything. Now, here's what I want to ask. There's also another reason to go back to the beginning of the level. Did you notice this? Because I had to look it up on the creator's YouTube channel to figure out where those 2 little candy bars were because they were so freaking hard to see and hidden behind the HUD. Ah, this game sometimes. Anyway, yeah, if you ever do play this game and you're trying to go for 100%, once again, not recommended, but if you do, it's like they're right up to your left. Now that's just cruel. Which I feel like I've said at least like 10 times during the entire playthrough of this game. Smile. Purple Man cannot smile. He has no mouth. Which honestly kind of begs the question, why is he collecting so much food then? I mean, I'll take some of those snacky cakes if he doesn't want them. Well, if he literally can't eat them. Alright, alright. Well, with Plasma Gun in tow, I'm able to take out even, like, the Luchador Demon guys, although that was very close to me getting hit there anyway. So it makes getting through the rest of this area fairly simple. It's a cool little usage of the minimalist art style in World 6 here. I like it a lot. It reminds me a lot also of, I want to say like a specific room in one of the Wario Land games. Which is a very similar type of thing. This one was a little bit easier, though. since really you just had to know when to jump at the right time to get through there. Easy enough. Had enough practice with that, like in... What, I think a setup like that appeared in both World 3 and 4 at the same time, so... It's a type of area that's somewhat common. God, there are so many projectiles flying around the screen at all points in time in pretty much every one of these levels. It's kind of ridiculous. Of course, the introduction of the autocannon maybe contributes to that a little bit. Alright. One more bounty, just some hearts. Yeah, I refreshed my plasma gun there, but I don't even remember if I got hit prior to this. Well, it doesn't matter. Of course, being a World 3 pastiche, gotta go up to the rooftops. That was a pretty important part of that entire world. But first, you gotta go through, I don't know, I guess this is where all the demons live? Like, it's just a bunch of little tiny battle arenas with mini-bosses. Sure, why not? Whatever, easy enough to get through if you just jump over them. And there we go. And invincibility. And make getting through the rest of these guys easy. Yep. Too bad they don't drop anything. And we're good. Okay, maybe not quite. Expected you to go a little bit farther there. I think that was just like a cluster grenade or something in there. Nothing particularly useful. And it was probably a good thing that I didn't just shoot my plasma gun through all those tack guys there. Purple guy on the news. Why? I don't know. Purple guy does not care, and he just destroyed that television. He says, get me the hell away from this TV. All this news and views are beneath me. Hollywood, would you... Okay, I can just quote Public Enemy all day, but nobody wants to hear that. Well, maybe somebody does, but I'm not going to anyway for the sake of everybody else. And thank God that screwdriver was right there, making it pretty easy to get. And yes, of course, there is something if you go left from the rooftops, but save that for a little bit of post-level content. I'm sure you know what that means at this point. It means there's a diamond there. Oh, yeah, and also more of the poison clouds, which is always fun to deal with. Oh, I managed to get around it pretty easily. And there's the final menu skin unlocked, as well as a little bit of a showcase of the different blocks in the game, again. And since there's no way that I'm going to be able to check it out before the end of the game, there you go. Themed around the World 3 version of the Void, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's always one of the best worlds in the entire game, so... why not? I think you can see where the general structure of World 6 is going here. Now, World 4, the desert and tropical island type of area. You get these nice pink palm trees. Which, I mean, suppose, you know, looking at the whole neon aesthetic of this area feels very, I don't know, Vegas Strip? Sure, why not? But also it's based a little bit around puzzles, which you'll see in the, I don't know, second half of the level to a certain extent. And hell, even right here, as I'm trying to figure out how to not accidentally free those homing mines. Because those would be very difficult to deal with. So just cheese it out, and it's a good thing I did that anyway, because there are some collectibles up on top there. Slowly. Yeah, if you were just to barrel through the middle of there, it would be... quite a difficult thing. Additionally, that is every collectible that you need in the level. I already got 100%, and I'm barely, 2 screens into this area? Yeah, World 4 might have gotten a little bit of the short end of the stick as far as content goes. It's pretty simple and basic. And hey, the zapper. Great. Well, I guess here's, you know, your one showcase of, look, the zapper can be useful. Hey, you kids like the zapper, right? It's a good item. And also, I guess, another showcase of the Mega Man 2 style dripping acid drops? I don't really know exactly what they're supposed to be. Don't even need to turn off that checkpoint there. I already got 100% in the level. Just need to beat it at this point. Riveting gameplay. But yes, the zapper has its uses. I never said that it didn't. It's just not usually. Also, this is a well, where there would have been a good usage of the zapper, except I kind of lost it there. Whoops, my bad. But yes, the other thing with this level is that it is a pretty short time limit. Only got 100 time units. I'm pretty sure that's going way faster than seconds at this point. But here's a little bit of the puzzle sort of section to round off the World 4 level. You even got a reset door on your left there in case you need it. Which I really don't, but hey, it's nice to have it there. That's always good game design to be able to undo your mistakes if you happen to make them. Not as good game design that glitch that I encountered there. But anyway, yeah, with only 40 time units left, let's get out of here. Of course, I shouldn't have gotten out of there because, yeah. Why would there be an area going back, unless... 29, right there. And World 5, Slippy Slidey Ice World. Oh boy. Oh boy. Really looking forward to that one. I mean, at least it looks great. I mean, definitely the void aesthetics worked pretty well in its favor here. Really like the look of the mountains in the background, too. Unfortunately, wind, sliding, Kamek makes an appearance. I mean, his first appearance was in the illusory castle in World 5, so yeah, I guess it makes sense, but that doesn't mean that I have to like it. He's still an irritating enemy to deal with. And of course, there's a freeze ray, because you can't have World 5 without the freeze ray. Get in there. And have World 5 without the icicles, which I still cannot deal with very easily. And I mean, it probably comes through pretty clear on the screen right now, but it is very slippery in this area. And very irritating to kind of deal with that. Eesh. Oh, well, at least the freezer will make getting past, like, that guy pretty easy. Oh, come on! And hey, look, a new type of block there, the PU block, which I don't know. But anyway, essentially it's just a POW block. If you know Mario, essentially it destroys every enemy on screen when you hit it. Unless they're frozen, which then it just allows the enemy to get a bunch of little pot shots in on you and take you down to only 2 pips of health, which I'm not as appreciative of. Would have been a lot easier if I didn't freeze that guy, but how was I to know that whatever. That's a really good door entrance, though. I just slid right in there. Generally don't do it that stylishly. Oh, yes, and in the first area, yes, there is more stuff on the top to the left. That will come during the Diamond Collection. Get a good look at that. Turn that off. Let's go. Hopefully not die here. Because as simple as these areas are, just the single mini-boss fights, still pretty rough. And there, that's what it's actually supposed to look like when you do it right. And it's still kind of funny that they're still introducing Rolling Cat was still introducing new block types to the game. Right in what, the final 3 levels of the game? Permanent wind going on here, so expect me to a whole lot of jumps. But first, a little jaunt into this house with... Oh, what is this music called? It's, Urban Backyards, I think? Which I always remember as being the music that plays, for some reason, much, much louder than every other song in the game. It was honestly one of the things that I was thinking that maybe I should just isolate each one of those clips and, you know, turn down the sound a little bit, because the mixing is kind of all over the place in Purple. Yep. Of course, in general, I didn't edit it more than I needed to. I wanted you to get the real Purple experience. For example, me missing this jump and then having to go all the way back around, especially after getting frozen twice. It's the real Purple experience. You have to understand. Of course, I suppose technically the real Purple experience would be seeing me redo the levels 5 to 12 dozen times. That said, glitches also part of the real Purple experience. Hey, there was that impossible to get diamond in 6-1. Like, you've seen it all. Also, these jumps right here, extremely precarious. It's like, it would be terrible, and it has happened before, but to have 100% your run and then just fail one of those jumps there because of the ridiculous wind in this section. Which has happened before. Not that I'm bitter about it. No, not at all. How many levels have I gotten down? I think every single level in this world I've gotten down to, what, 1 health at one point or another? Maybe not 6-4. Anyway, all the way back in the very first section of this level, you got that plasma gun for a reason, baby. And this is not easy either. Ah, no! But maybe a miracle and it can happen. And it did! I was actually all ready to start going back up there again. But I don't know if I ever actually mentioned the orange blocks, which are... They look the exact same as the diamond blocks, except when you destroy them, they just turn into 7s. Like 777 being lucky? I don't know. Anyway, World 6. It's like being that World 6 is just a remix of a lot of other levels. The 6-6 is... well, everything. Platforms suddenly becoming icy and normal, just a bunch of... It's a huge grab bag. Potpourri. Everything in the entire game is now included in World 6. Including the big Ferris wheels, which they look nice. I like them. Rolling cat. That, Give me the plasma gun. Man, 2 hits from the hammer. That's pretty cool. But, of course, plasma gun's gonna be better. Even though, technically, you can get more damage with a single hit from a hammer. Just like that range and the also mobility increasing is so much better. Anyway, yeah, just tanking my way through there. And yes, there are other areas to kind of check out right now. I mean, being that this is everything, you also do get some, like, push block sections, too. But not ones to be done right now. Ones to be done when I'm doing the collection of diamonds. Which I think there's only 1 diamond left in the entire game now. So look forward to that. Oh, and laser boots, which, again, next to the zapper, the best item in the entire game. Well, I suppose this is the one time that would be kind of useful, which is, of course, why I'm utterly failing to destroy these slimes anyway. Just give me the hearts. Taking a pretty decent amount of damage as it is, so maybe undo a little bit of that. Yeah, you can see that, poison cloud there. No way that I'm going down that section. Also, I don't need to, because I think that doorway only was... Hey, it's Jazz Club again. I think that doorway was just like another little section that you could go through in the game. Which, if I'm remembering correctly, it's sort of a shortcut, but it mostly just leads to a big long hallway filled with like mini-boss type enemies, i.e. enemies with a whole lot of health. Sort of like that one bit in 6-4. But hey, yeah, it's been a little while since I've seen the Jazz Club. And last time it appeared was back in World 3. Which, no surprise, is going to be making an appearance way near the end of the game, considering that everything is making an appearance at this point. More push block puzzles. Kind of some rough areas to get through. I managed it okay, though. Again, as long as you are aware of those spikes and how they kind of work, which is they don't actually hurt you until they're fully extended, it's not too bad to go through this area. In the meantime, just enjoy the sweet, sweet sounds of, what is this song called? Gonk, I think? Get that harpsichord MIDI going on. I mean, I mentioned it before, but all of the music in this game is pretty much lifted straight from Mod Archive, so if you looked in the sound test menu, you can actually just go over to Mod Archive and find all of it, which I've done before. Yep, I made my own version of the soundtrack for this game. That's why some of the announcement videos that I've done before have used music from that. Also, hey, down to 1 health. And also, outside of the void? What? I mean, okay, sure, but I guess it's just a cute little way to end it, where it's just like, hey, you're done with World 6 until the final level. And, you know, to that point, you're out of here. You're done. You finished, son. You done did it. Some good stuff. Also, I don't need to be healed at this point, nor do I really need lives, but why not take them anyway? They're here. All right. Final level in the entire game. Takes like a straight half hour, although that's with a lot of edits too. It's like, man, it's gonna be a trip. Of course, first, yes, and don't forget that you got diamonds to get. And that requires you to put 2 of the blocks. No, wait, 3, because you have to push 1 on top of the second one. We get 5 points for destroying those watermelon blocks. Fair enough. You're not supposed to destroy them anyway. Not intended to be a destroyable object. Remember, the cat blocks will instantly kill you if you are standing inside of them when they respawn. So that was kind of close. They're adorable, but also deadly, much like real cats. Alright. Oh, come on. Well, whatever, I get a free one right here. And there we go. Thank you. And sure. Why not? There it is. Final Destiny, tilde. Apparently, allegedly supposed to be originally called Final Destination. That was too many characters, so it had to be called Final Destiny instead. Continuing on pretty much from where you left off. Nice. Thematically appropriate. Also kind of irritating, though, when you're doing this level many, many times in a row. Hey, it's been a little while since I've seen question marks around here. But they're making a reappearance, along with televisions. Many, many televisions. Oh, yeah. I told you it was a big theme of this place. Also, you might have noticed as I went out the door there that there was a gigantic yellow block to the left of me. That block only opens up when you get 100% of collectibles in every single... Look at that yellow demon getting the chicken hopping on his head. But that only opens up once you get 100% of collectibles in every single level. Which you'll see what that does at the very, very end of the video, as I go through that. But until then, again, televisions. Like, wow. Oh, yes, and also 666 at the very beginning, because... Devil. Mephisto, specifically. Alright. Storming the Devil's Castle, which is filled with televisions. I don't really know if that's supposed to be commentary or if it just makes for a neat image. It's definitely a pretty neat image, though. Although, sadly, most of those televisions don't actually hold anything, and they're just there to be destroyed if you feel like it. Yeah, that was close. Especially because if I went even like a second faster, I would have gone straight into the instant death spikes there. Yeah, using the moving blocks as platforms is something that hasn't really been used in the game. Kind of interesting to see it making an appearance in the very last level here. Hot and cold rooms. I don't know. One of those weird little flavor touches. I don't think destroying those blocks actually does anything for you. They're just there to look cool. Ah, damn it. Not that it's really easy to get any specific type of weapon in here, especially with like the teleporting yellow springs and the... Well, there are many, many very difficult enemies here. It is not easy to keep any weapon for any amount of time, which is one of the things that makes it so difficult to get 100%. The other thing that makes it really difficult to get 100%, slime. How can you be so cruel? But the other thing that makes it really difficult to get 100% is the second part of this level, which you'll see pretty soon. Yep. The true power of the freeze ray. Alright. Number 1 done, into number 2. And I'm not even dealing with these guys. And yeah. Yep. Of course, it's like you can't get too far without getting that anyway, so it's not too bad. Sneak around that fire bar. Whew. Also completely different music for this area. While every other level in the Void used a specific track from Vim, who, a lot of music was taken from him for the game. It's like here, I think this is called The Day the World Ended? It's a pretty good track. Oh, this is kind of rough. Especially with that spring there. Just go, 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 go faster. Oh, so close. Alright. Fortunately, no way to actually destroy that television unless I decide to kill this guy. Which, of course I am. He's carrying a plasma gun. Why would I ever not want one? Yeah, no way to destroy the extra large televisions. Only the little miniature ones can be. Just keep hitting him. There we go. Also, for whatever reason, the larger televisions don't actually seem to work. They're either off or showing static, so... I think it's weird that there are normal human people, apparently, in the purple world. That they have jobs as news anchors. Because I never really got that indication from anything else in the game. They all seem to be these sort of demons, this Kamek-type character, which is actually a new type of Kamek character. Or like a purple guy type creatures. Another Yume Nikki television. But yes, this new type of Kamek, the shot that he fires out splits in... Oh, come on, really? The shot that he shoots out splits and can destroy blocks. So, you know, great. Another one of these weirdly animated pendulum type deals. Still think those things look super weird. They have like a very aggressive after image. Yeah. Thanks, Demon Man. Hey, I'm jumping here. So, yeah, even though I'm not going for 100% here, I'm still going to try to collect all the collectibles that I can. It's mostly because eventually what's going to happen is that... The real reason that I didn't get 100% is because I am going to have to continue from the checkpoint. That's just almost unavoidable here. That's sad. That doesn't mean that I can't collect everything that I possibly can do. Yep, good old Castlevania jumping right to the end. Alright, yeah. I was forced to get the screwdriver here, so you're not going to stop me from getting into Area 4 like that easily. Alright, really getting in there now. No way to get to any of those blocks anyway, so... Ah, crap. And I don't even remember if... Yeah, thanks. I don't even remember if those televisions give you anything, but I have no ability to do that anyway. Also, that would be kind of a cruel trick if you had gotten 100% of everything everywhere else and then didn't realize that you need that. Oh god, I completely even forgot about this mini-boss. It's a washing machine. I mean, it's not the most difficult fight, but... Yeah, I forgot that guy was even in the game. Wow. Oh, wow. Didn't bother taking that last heart because I am going to be using the checkpoint here. The evil version of the Jazz Club. This is a very difficult room to go through. And you can hear that pulsing sound. That's how you know when the spikes are going to be coming out or not. I mean, you saw how much trouble that I was having with the rising spikes earlier. It's a good thing Purple Guy's jump is so floaty. And then if you're going for all the collectibles, you have to destroy some of the safe platforms you can stand on. It's actually a pretty neat little game design in that way. I like that. But it is also very difficult. Look at this. I'm getting stressed out just watching it now. And again, if you want 100%, you got to do this all in one go. All of it. The entire level. Which lasts like a half hour. Oh. Yeah, there's a reason why Rolling Cat said, don't try to go for 100% in this game. Just play it normally and you'll probably have a better time. I don't remember if this sort of, like the spiky jazz club appears anywhere else in the game, but it's like one is enough, really. There we go. Thank you for dropping a heart, Mr. Drumman. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. There we go. That's right. You ever play Donkey Kong Country 3? Well, lightning is just going to randomly spawn on you in this area. Also, you have to fight demons with homing frisbees. So, you know, all just like a lot of really fun stuff here that's extremely difficult to deal with. I should not even be trying to kill this guy, but he does drop a homing frisbee, which is pretty nice, and also a lot of extra lives. So, in all likelihood, you won't be running out of lives once you get to this part of the level, but that's a tough enough task as it is. Ah, just go, just go. Don't even worry about it. No, you don't need the extra lives, you fool! What have you done? Alright, round 2. Let's try this one again and probably not get hung up on beating all the demons this time. Yeah, it's pretty easy just to run past them as long as you keep moving. Of course, that won't stop me from at least trying to kill one. Yeah, lightning's pretty easy to dodge, but it becomes harder when you're trying to deal with enemies around here. Sometimes it's like you just want to, really, and make sure that you don't have to deal with them later, because there are some collectibles around here to get. Alright, whatever. Like, jumping up on these areas can put you in prime position to get hit a couple times by some of the demons. Oh, come on. Anyway, a little bit more collectibles here to kind of make you pause for a couple seconds. Just go, 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 go. See, waiting there is a trick. Oh, yeah, and then you get this track in the game. Oh, it's such a good one. But here's the gimmick of the second half of the level. Oh, good job, idiot. But here's the gimmick of the second half of the level. Given the sign and an empty little shaft to jump up, but you can't. So you gotta figure out how to do that. When you are presented with a bunch of different little warps, which lead to a bunch of different types of sub-levels. It's very similar to Super Mario World. If you remember Bowser's Castle in that game, there were a bunch of number doors that you would go into that would each present different types of challenges. You know, sometimes dealing with a bunch of enemies, sometimes, you know, like athletic challenges, you know, jumping around and all that. But it was a huge variety of different things. Of course, it didn't have this jazzy of music, but this purple has a very similar sort of deal, where each one of these warps will lead you to a different area and a different challenge. And, of course, each one of these little sub-stages, as I apparently called it in my save the video file that I made for this particular area, also has collectibles inside of it. So if you're going for 100%, you're gonna have to do all of them. If you're not going for 100%, I'll explain a little bit of how to unlock the proper exit as I get to it. In the meantime, enjoy this very World 1 type of switch block puzzle. 2 levels for the price of 1. Probably playing a little more careful than I needed to here, but... Did you see how I died that first time? Can you really blame me? Alright. There you go, first warp complete. And each time you get back to the main hub area here, you're able to get a full heal, which is quite nice. Don't accidentally hit the floor, they will fire a bunch of bullets at you. As you can see, whatever's supposed to be in that shaft is not in there yet. But you're supposed to snake your way through. So let's go from the red warp to the yellow warp. Yeah, thanks. Great. And as you can see here, one of these type of... Oh, actually, yeah, before I talk about that, that was a very unique type of frisbee known as the Kuro frisbee. Kuro is Japanese for black. And it's only appears, what, twice in the entire game? One in this level and one in one of the bonus levels that you unlock for getting diamonds. It's a super powerful type of weapon, but you never get to use it. It is a secret weapon, essentially. For some reason, it appears right there. I don't know why. Essentially what it is when you throw it near an enemy, it has like a gigantic electric ring around it, which will attack enemies automatically. Like anything on the screen will be able to be attacked by that frisbee super easily. I think if you want to look at the creator of the game, there's always a link down in the description. His playthrough of the boss rush mode was actually done using the Kuro frisbee, if you want to see the full extent of how cheesy it can be. But let's be honest, not as cheesy as the plasma gun. Anyway, yeah, floating platform on rail section done. Let's get into the green warp, which... Oh, God. Homing mines. The invincible thwomp guys. Oh, yeah, no, this one. You're trying to complete... Oh, come on. Can I just, maybe, like, not accidentally... Yeah, no. Well, then. Yep, no. If you're going through the substages, this is the one you want to do first, just because it's so obnoxious to do. Because the other ones, as quickly as you might get killed doing them, falling into lava or into a bottomless pit, at least they're easier. Anyway, a little secret wall section there, not too difficult to get through, not too bad at all. And yes, you do need to go by that homing mine at the very start of there if you want to get to the rest of the collectibles, which... after the amount of damage I took there, I just decided, you know what, I've had enough. Snake block shaft still not actually open. Interesting. Oh, well, there's more warps to go into. For example, the blue one. And yeah, I suppose I did say that there wasn't any water in the entirety of World 6. I forgot about this little section. Which, I mean, to be fair, it's more about electricity, considering the challenges that you got here. I mean, at least you got this really, like, nice banger of a track happening. I'm a little disappointed that I don't remember what it was actually called. Usually, I usually remember a lot of the names of the tracks in this game, but not this one for some reason. Anyway, go through the upper area just because, well, that's a lot less terrible to kind of deal with. Hearts, don't really need that. But hey, at least I can stay at full health and get a hammer here too. There you go. It's the blue warp finished. You know what? I can actually go look that up. What this track is called. Give me 1 second. Oh, wait, yes. Here's where I show... Yeah, the actual puzzle to this is not to go in any one of the warps. It's just to go far enough until you hear a click. And then these blocks appear. Yep, going into each one of those little sub-levels is all just for completion and nothing else. Yep. 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 Very, very sneaky rolling cat. Additionally, while Da Vinci was crashing there, I did find out that the name of the song is A Blue by Elusive, who also created the first song for this level, The Day the World Ended. Alright, alright. Getting to the end here. I think this is the last little section right before we get into bosses, let's just say that. For some reason based around card suits? I don't know. I mean, there was Spade, there was Diamond. And here's a couple extra little collectibles for you to get here. I think it's the last that you need before you get to the end of the level, so... At least you know if you got here, you have 100% completion, and 3 quite useless items. 1 little cap block if you want to kill yourself, I guess. Oh, shouldn't have killed too many of those chicken! I guess. Yep. A little bit of a gotcha moment there, if you didn't know about that. Alright. Another one of these irritating Kamek guys. And also, because the Kamek guy can break blocks, you can also free those homing mines if you don't realize that. Joker! For some reason. So that's pretty nice. And also, yeah, that one cannon back there was facing backwards? I don't know. Alright, boss time. And, yeah. Ah, you thought you were done with the Void, eh? Well, the Void ain't done with you. Pick and choose. You got the final boss coming up here. Went with the homing frisbee for reasons that will become apparent pretty soon. Question mark. Been something of a theme through the entire game? Am I finally going to encounter the giant question? No, wait, it's purple. Or as I like to call him, Evil Purple. Okay, enough dancing to that. Alright, so the shtick with Evil Purple is that he does the exact same thing as you, except his frisbee is not nearly as hardy as yours. So, upon hitting a wall, it actually becomes unable to hurt you. And that's the gimmick. If you want to see me do a nearly perfect version of this boss fight, not cheesing it out with a homing frisbee, check out the boss rush video, because this dude is kind of difficult. And honestly, it seems like with the way that it works, where after you take out at least 1 bit of his health, you can just... Hey, it's the very beginning of the game. You can just continuously throw your frisbee at him until you're left with 1 health and he's left with no health. It seems almost like it might have been just a clever way to strip you of whatever sort of weapon you were carrying at that time before the real final boss fight. It is a pretty cool boss. I like Evil Purple a lot. He may actually be one of my favorite bosses in the game. Also Soup. Who else? He's been bedeviling you the entire game. Who else would be here? Yep. He's got his own frisbee, and it's actually a really difficult fight because he, to a certain extent, predicts where you're going to be walking. So he will deal a ton of damage to you before you're able to do anything. And the fact that he broke his health bar should pretty clearly indicate that he has a lot more health that can even fit on there. Be prepared for a hell of a fight here. Now, the best way to deal with this guy is wait for him to shoot you, kind of bait out his shot, jump over it, hit him so he becomes intangible and can't hurt you, and then rinse and repeat. And even saying that, it's still a really difficult fight. His frisbee is large, and it's sometimes pretty difficult to dodge depending on exactly how he shoots it. Again, I'd suggest checking out my boss rush video if you want to see a good version of this fight. This is just a serviceable version of it. Don't try to jump on his head either, because he'll just teleport away. He also has his own version of your weapons too, like the plasma gun and the hammer, which have increased abilities, like the plasma gun shooting out more bullets, and the hammer obviously causing a bunch of rocks to fall from the ceiling, which can be kind of difficult to dodge depending on how it shakes out. It's, you know, purple was technically the real mirror match, but Mephisto kind of provides a pretty unique mirror match on his own, and it's pretty good. Also, the boss theme to the old Amiga game Menace playing in the background. There's a couple Amiga themes in the game, although this is probably the best one. Just because Menace overall is a pretty great game, too. Nah, of course he ain't done. However, he did get his Frisbee. The Ultra Frisbee, which is pretty cool. Yep. So, you ever play Yoshi's Island? Welcome to Yoshi's Island. Alright, main strategy here is pretty much just stand still. Occasionally, your blocks will be destroyed due to a freak lightning hit, I guess. But for the most part, a lot of his attacks can just be reacted to by sort of shuffling back and forth just a little bit. The cluster frisbees he spawns, sometimes in a way that you can't get away from, depending on how the fireballs are coming down, but pretty much don't panic here. I can understand why you would. Look at that toothy grin back there. Patience is the key. Small movements, meticulous play. Mephisto may be large and in charge, but that does not mean that he's invincible. And yeah, you do actually have to charge up the Ultra Frisbee a little bit to be able to throw it all the way in the background, otherwise it doesn't hit. And you do also need to be basically on his eye to have it connect, otherwise it won't work. Alright, there's one eyeball down. And there's one more phase to go. Took out so much of his arena already, and now even more. Not making it easy on me, but thankfully the eye that I was going for previously, I don't really need to be standing next to anymore. Alright. Not that that's going to stop him from destroying all the platforms under me right now. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's kind of funny that that like Ring of Flames, he's pretty difficult to dodge, similarly with that one. Two very difficult to dodge attacks, but almost completely countered just by standing still. Of course, that's the point. You're supposed to be so freaked out by it that you're running around a lot. Although obviously the cluster frisbee spawn can force you to do that, which will kind of make you take a hit. Come on. Almost there. He does take quite a few hits. Yeah, and Yoshi's Island reference right at the very last bit here. Oh, damn it. I mean, it makes sense. It's Mario World was a pretty big influence. Why not the other big Mario game for the SNES? Oh. There you go. Mephisto beaten, and I actually don't know what exactly that accomplished, but hey, at least purple guy's safe. 0%. Yeah. As what will usually happen when you first do any boss. A lot of them take a few tries to do, except for maybe like Mr. Happy Man, but that guy's terrible. Like as a boss. There you go. See you next time for bonus levels. And maybe something else.